what she told me, my first question to her was, who was the first person you confided in when this incident happened? And she said, it took me 2 years to tell my best friend that this happened. And I said, you lived with it for 2 years? She said, because the minute I actually said it, it became my reality. He's not leaving. Preeti is my middle name, clearly. And I don't mind it. It's very flattering. I've read all those really funny ones.
Lastly, being in a band.
I dated someone in a band. In school and college, no one has been in a band.
The one girl who is roaring on the box office and as well now on Netflix is Kiara Advani. And welcome to Pink Villa, first of all. You know, funnily, I was just going through the trailer again today, and something which really ticked me off was the comment section was filled ki, oh, after Preeti, and I'm not kidding, most of the comments was, after Preeti, we're just so glad ki this is what happens when Preeti breaks up with Kabir Singh. That is what's next.
See, Preeti is not leaving. Preeti is my middle name, clearly. And I don't mind it. It's very flattering. I've read all those really funny ones. But it's great that, you know, we get to play such different characters. And that character got so much love that I'm just... And then even Monica, actually, I was happy Good News came right after that, because then they were like, she can be this Punjabi girl.
Exactly.
And then now and Guilty, it just so happened. Like, I wasn't looking to do different roles. I was hoping to.
Right.
But these films, I was just lucky that these were the offers that had come to me around the same time. And I'm happy that they're releasing in this order. I didn't know also how.
Yeah, I think this is your year. There are back-to-back releases that you have.
But it's a year that even I'm looking forward to, because in 2019, while the 2 films that released were really, of course, it was a special year for me. But all these films are releasing this year. I've shot for last year, so that was very. Now it's like the result is going to come out.
Right, because it looks like a very intense drama that we are seeing, wherein you are actually emoting more through your eyes rather than dialogues, you know, and there is this wild side that we see to you, and then suddenly the entire narrative changes. What was the most challenging part, if I have to ask one thing?
Honestly, it's not one thing. The entire character was a challenge because, okay, yes, it's far off from my personality, but it's also extremely complex. The look and feel is one part, the physical aspect is one part, but it's primarily because of the emotional aspect. So somebody, Nanki, she looks the way she does. She's got these tattoos and this white hair and these piercings, but it's actually her armor, it's her mask. She's trying to cover something that she doesn't, she's trying to hide something that she doesn't want you to know. It's someone like that is extremely fragile inside. She's someone who's got a lot of insecurities, and she comes off like you think she's putting on a front, like she wants you to take her seriously, don't mess with me attitude. But inside, she's extremely fragile. I mean, she can be triggered and you're like, why is she behaving? I mean, she's there's so much inconsistency and incoherency and complexities within her that sometimes I'm like, but why is she doing something like this? Of course, there's a reason, which is what's interesting in the film, because as the story goes, it will unleash, and for her, you see the story through the girlfriend. She's in a conflicted situation because here it's her boyfriend who's been accused of rape. There's an alleged rape on him, and she knows him better than anybody else. So for her, this is unthinkable. But on the other hand, an allegation as serious as this has been made on the boyfriend, and she doesn't know which truth to believe. But there's also history with this girl. There's also a certain judgment that she's made. And then she's finding out, and through the story, she's, you know, whether she's on his side or she's trying to find the truth and what happens, or is she trying to find her own truth? Who is she and why is she like this? How is she different from Tanu?
How much did Kiara as a person
lend to this?
Yeah.
You know what I did? So to be very honest, there's not a bone in my body that has had the experience or is anything like Nanki. So for me, the prep was extensive and we did a lot of that. But while we were doing the prep, and Atul Mongia, who has coached me through this with Ruchi by my side, realized through that process that, you know, you've been so sheltered in life that you've never had a first-hand experience, and you need to now meet somebody who can tell you that. So he got me in touch with a rape victim.
Right.
And for the first time I saw it, when we hear of these stories, when we, whether it's several cases in the country that have come to light, and now finally that people are talking about the subject of rape, we always look at it, because we're an outsider, but you empathize with it in a very, like, you're angry and you want justice for the person. But when I met this girl, what she told me, my first question to her was, who was the first person you confided in when this incident happened? And she said, it took me 2 years to tell my best friend that this happened. And I said, you lived with it for 2 years? You know? She said, because the minute I actually said it, it became my reality. And the minute I said it, I had to admit that this has happened. Till now, you want to deny, you can't. It's something which is so, you can't even fathom that. She said, but for me, she's like, that's not what I wanted my life to be about. That is not the person that's, it's just, I asked her, I said, so what would you want? You want justice? She said, I don't give a shit about the damn justice, because this is a part of my life. It's a tattoo on my body that is there forever. I cannot erase this incident. It's happened. As much as whatever happened, I'll kill them, this, that. It's still there in my life. It happened to me and it will not leave me. It's just always right there.
Right.
And that's when it hit me, and honestly, I broke. I was like, I didn't even
I can imagine.
realize.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't even imagine. I would hope no one has to ever deal with something like that. So for me, that's when I realized that all I can do is put my truth and do this as truthfully and sincerely as I can.
And
now I just hope you all enjoy.
No, I think it will be, because you have given your heart and soul to it at the end of the day, right? And that brings me to this relevant topic, that is, it is in the society today that, I have heard so many actresses have come forward and said that we should stop looking at people who have had to suffer this as victims, and rather than that, survivors. Do you see the perception in society with the kind of debate that is going on and conversation that has happened changing finally?
Well, definitely I feel they don't feel like they stand alone.
Yeah.
And you feel like now, at least like 5 years ago, it was such an uncomfortable conversation to have. Today, it's a harsh reality. And until and unless we don't have it, we will not be able to get to the grassroots of it.
Right.
Having said that, I mean, I'm going to lighten this up.
Yeah.
But what I feel is, what really interested me and engaged me to this story was the narrative and the way Ruchi looked at it from a very different angle. We've always seen it as a very open and shut case. Here it's not. Here it's a bit complicated. Here it's a question of, who do I believe in this situation? It's a campus rape. It's happened on a campus. So you have a group of students who, honestly, at that age, when your life is about what you want to do, and it's your most formative years, right? You're figuring out who you are as a person. So you're deciding what college you want to go to, what you want to do in life. You have your friends, relationships. In this case, they're interested in their band. They want to be musicians.
The wildness in them.
There's all of that. Whatever you've done, road trips, everything you want to in your college life. And no one expects something like this to become your reality, or like to come so close to home. Like we've always read or whatever, but the minute it hits you, you're like, everything has changed.
Right.
And everything changes not just for the two people, but every single person around them. And that's the angle the story takes. It's the whodunit situation, who's actually guilty in this situation.
Right.
Are we all guilty? Which we all are in some way.
In some ways, of course,
And that's what was interesting. So that really engaged me, because when I was hearing the narration, I kept thinking, I know what's going to happen. She did it instead of her, and then I'm like, 1 second, like, she's outsmarted me again in this narration. So, the director has. So I think Ruchi has really beautifully made it such an engaging watch.
So before we wrap up, I have a quick guilty or innocent, sort of a quick rapid fire for you.
Okay.
I'll say a few things and you have to tell me if you're guilty of doing that, if you're the innocent one. Yeah. Okay. Danced on a table in a bar.
Innocent.
Really?
Dance? Yeah, on a table. Not on the table, yeah. Actually, no, wait.
You are guilty of it.
Guilty.
Yeah. Okay, ever told a lie? I think everyone is guilty of this.
Yeah. White lies, little bit. But मेरे चेहरे पे ना दिख जाता है. I'm never able to do it convincingly.
Okay, kissed one of your friends.
No, innocent.
Slept in until 5 p.m.
Yeah. Oh, like okay, all night and then till 5 p.m. I can sleep a lot actually, so guilty.
Okay, fallen asleep while at work.
What am I thinking of? No. I'm too wired. I've taken like an afternoon nap. We get that lunch break.
Yeah.
Maybe I've taken a quick power nap. If I'm
Okay, laughed until something you were drinking came out of your mouth.
Yeah.
A lot of
Pani
time.
always coming out of my nose
Okay,
when I'm drinking water. And
sang in the shower. I think we are all guilty of it. Had a boxing membership.
Yeah, I love kickboxing.
Okay, lastly, been in a band.
I dated someone in a band. In school and college, no one has been in a band.
Okay, thank you so
इतना
much,
कुछ
Kiara.
talent नहीं था वो band तक पहुंचने का.
But thank you so much, Kiara,
Thank
and all the
you.
very, very best for Guilty. I'm sure it's going to be kick.
Fingers crossed. I hope you really like it.
Thank you so
you.
much.